guys, and welcome to another edition of Gifted Monkey TV, all things toy and toy related. I'm your host, Jordan Preston, and when we come back, we're going to take a look at a brand new Batman action figure from Sideshow that's so nicely done, it's sure to fit perfectly into your collection, no matter what Batman you already have.
Respect the monkey!
Well, here we go, boys and girls, keeping with the promise of the greatness, the Sideshow 1/6 scale 12-inch Batman figure from the DC Collectibles line. This, I cannot wait to crack open and share with you guys. But before we get into that, let's take a look at this box. This box is all at once classy, simple, and kind of generic, which actually is a theme that will run through the course of this Batman as we review it, which is almost a good thing. But let's take a look at this box. Right in the front we see a nice embossed symbol of the Bat logo. Very nicely done. We see the words Batman, which are also raised in white, run through there. That's very great. We also see 6 scale figure. That's the Batman. And we have the Sideshow Deluxe figure. This is the deluxe model. We turn it to the side. We see that nice black and blue theme running right around the side. Again, we get a raised, larger Batman lettering. We see some embossed bats. Blue bats. I think the camera will pick that up very nicely. They're raised and they're nicely lightly blue. Very cool side shot. On the back we get an artist rendering of the Batman. Now take a look, if you can, at that artist rendering of the bat suit. His costume. Take a look at the little mesh that's running through it. I like that because I'm going to refer to that in a few minutes, so keep that in mind. We see all the Sideshow indicia down here, DC logos and such, and on this side again the embossed Batman with the embossed bats. On the top of the box, very clear nothing, and on the bottom of the block, very clear nothing. So, no further ado, let's crack this puppy open and take a look. When we remove the shoebox style box top, we see another cover box of a fuller size rendering of the Batman artist rendering right there with the cape now more in full showing. And on the side we get kind of almost like a artwork done in the Dark Knight Returns comic book style. That big blocky style that was popular in the Frank Miller comic. We get that of all the accessories of Batman. The belt, the grappling hook, the hands. You kind of see that's very nice coloring. And then we take that little, slide that out to reveal Batman himself housed inside his clamshell packaging. Man, let's take it out and look at some of the accessories on this thing. This Batman came with some nice nifty accessories. First off, starting with these hands, you get 1, 2, 3, 4 sets of hands and 1 additional hand, which I'll get to in a moment, which is kind of a special gift. But look at these hands. You get 2 fists, and if you look closely at the hands, they did nice, putting that nice detail in the hand and the glove. Look at that. Very nice. You see the little pellets on the knuckles, almost like little pads of brass knuckle type things. Love it. See the stitching within the bat glove. Nice hand detail. Nice fist detail on that. You get holding hands. This is to either hold the grappling gun or any other type of gun type thing you want to put in his hand. Once again, nice detail on the hands. You get a smaller pinching hand, but that's kind of to hold the batarangs, I would figure. Nice washing, a nice black washing on his gloves. And you get the 2 regular relaxed hands, open palm hands, right and left. Now as we go along, I'm going to nitpick about certain things that I wish would have come with this figure or been altered on this figure. One is, I wish they would give you a static hand, like a hand that's like this, like an action-y pose hand, you know, that type of static open hand, but it's in a gripped or angst pose, or a harsh pose like that. Because it's Batman, he always has that feel of dynamics about his hands when he's moving in an action. That would have been nice. I would have gladly preferred to swap this type of style hand out for one of these relaxed hands. That would have been very good, unless you were doing a lot of karate chops with this Batman. But one of the good hands they gave you was this. Check this out. This is a fist with a kryptonite ring on it, and if the camera can pick it up, it has a painted green glow. They gave you a nice green hallucination effect over there of the glow of a kryptonite ring around the fingers of the ring. It has a green wash over it, but it looks like a glow of the ring. And we know that Sideshow is going to do a Superman already. He's on pre-order. So this would be a great, especially with the movie Batman v Superman coming out into theaters, this would be a great addition to put on, option to put on your Batman's hand when you get the Superman figure. Great like that. Little Green Lanternish too, huh? Looks like that. That's great. And you get these nifty batarangs. You get 3 batarangs that are about this size. They have some nice paint wash on them. A little silver for sharpness around the sides. Little battle damage, like Batman's been using them in his artillery for a while. You get 3 of these. And you get this slightly bigger, more textured batarang, which has a nice silver wash on the bottom to look like a blade at the ends. And it has a nice little textured side on the bat wings and a bigger bat body in the middle. That's very nice. You get the grappling hook, get the grappling gun, which is very nice. It's almost like a steampunk version of a grapnel gun, isn't it? Look at that. Almost like Batman made it in the Batcave. He didn't like have it sent out and machined. He actually did it in the Batcave, hand done. You get this nice little accessory that fits into the grapnel gun. You plug it in like that, and you get these opening grapnels. Look at that. The claws of the grapnels open like that, so you'll be able to spread them out. Very nice. And you just stick that right on the edge. Boom. And you have that. Also, what they gave you, take that out. They give you an uncoiled grapple. Look at that. With the string and the uncoil, you just plug that in. And you take, once again, your grapple, put it on the edge of this one. And there we go. And you can make it deployed. See that? Very nice. Very nice stuff. They gave you a nice base. This base has a nice wash on it. It looks almost like a marble floor or some dark, deep floor. That could be the Batcave, could be Arkham Asylum, could be anything you imagine, a bank vault, a bank room, anything your mind can imagine, it can look. And that's very nice. They gave you just, instead of just your generic black base, they gave it a little bit of look to it. So you can do something with it. Very nice. Black on all sides and on the bottom. And they give you a nice stand. It has a crotch grabber capability on the bottom, which raises and lowers. But they also give you a waist grabber. This can go around the waist of your Batman and raise him up. Pinches his waist like that, raise him up, and give him a kick or a jumping pose. You combine the two if you want, or just put him on this, or just leave him on this, whichever one you like. But that's a nice little option to have. I like that a lot. And it just goes right into the hole here, and there you have your stand. Just like that. Now for the piece of resistance of what Sideshow did. They gave you not 1, not 2, but 3 heads. Now this is only with the deluxe version. With the deluxe edition of this Batman, they gave you 3 heads. With the regular version of the Sideshow Batman, you just get 2 heads. So this is 3 heads because we have the deluxe version. You get the short-eared Batman. This is like the Hush, Jim Lee Hush, or almost like the Dark Knight Returns Frank Miller Batman. Very popular Batman with the short ears. In fact, I think this is one of our first short-eared Batman action figure, not counting that Metacom figure that came out a few years ago. This is one of the first premier short-eared Batmans we've seen, with the white eyes, kind of glossed over with a little gray in it. Very nice. So it's not a blinding white in the eyes. It's got a little mist over it to tone it down. I love that. But you still get that gloss white in it. Nice stern bat face. You get an option for the high-eared Batman. Very nice. This is hard rubber. It moves a little bit, but it's hard rubber on the tips. Very nice paint apps and sharpness around here, but they did with black washes and stuff. With a grimace face, teeth showing. They gave this grimace face a little interesting. This grimace face looks a little bit like the Dark Knight Returns, the Frank Miller face. You know that Batman cover where he's on the cover with Robin and she's standing next to him and he's in a crouched position getting ready to fight? Like, come on! He's got that type of look from that comic book cover, which is such a grumbly, older looking Batman face. Almost a little bit too grumbly and too pudgy, too old looking. But that's fine. If you want a Dark Knight pose, you can do that with that. That's great that they gave you the option. And third, this is the mask that comes with the special edition exclusive Sideshow Batman. This is a battle damage mask. You see things in there really great. They got claw marks through it. They've got, you see the Cavalier showing through the top of that bat helmet right there. You see claw marks on the side. You see another piece of Kevlar showing. You see a claw mark on a bit chewed away on the top of the ear. Little scuffing on the side where the ear are. You see a nice scratch in the eye part right there. Scratches on the top of the helmet. A nice long scratch going across the forehead. And you get this battle damaged bat face. He's kind of battle damaged a little bit. Blood, beat up, pulped a little bit on the left side, right side of his face. He's got really, really nice battle damage. That's really good. Now here's the good piece, trick that Sideshow did with this Batman. If you don't like the face but you like the mask, you can release unplug the faces like this. Really easy. Just take it out, unplug it, grab the face you do like, take it out and plug it in. Plug goes right into the hole there like that. And they fit very nicely and seamlessly and tight right in there. Look at that. Look at that. This might be the face I'm going to use on my Batman with the high ears and that nice stern look of Batman that we all know and love. And the same thing with this face. It can unplug, plug out, and you can swap it out for that. Very nice, isn't it? They really did some nice applications with this. That's a nice treat that they gave. I'll talk about this head in a minute. My little gripe about this head mixed in with the Batman when we take a look at the articulation of this figure. Let's take a look at the articulation. This is a very cool figure. I love this figure, but right now let's talk about the articulation. During the course of our review, I'm going to swap out heads so you get a chance to see different heads and hands on it so you can see what it would look like. But this Batman, I put the battle damage head on for this part of the review, and he gets pretty good articulation. His head can go up about that much, get a nice looking up, and if you arch him back a little bit, you really get a nice raised pose, looking at somebody getting away, or a helicopter, or an assailant coming down. You get a nice down look, looking down a rooftop, you bend him over, you get that nice look like that. So he has really good articulation. Head can fully rotate around like that. Cape tucks under his head like that, so you get that in there. He gets rotation on his shoulders about maybe that high. And that's not a restriction on the costume, that's just how high the shoulders are able to bend. So they go about up to shoulder length actually when they lock that far. Down you get a bicep rotation on the top of the bicep, you're able to get a bicep rotation like that. On the arms, not a double jointed arm, it's just a regular bend. The bend stops right at the top of the bicep. So there you go, like that, and goes down only to the lock position of the regular arm bend. Now, the gauntlets themselves swivel around, so it can give you the illusion of his forearm moving at different angles as you swivel it around in an action pose, which is pretty cool. The wrist itself has full swivel rotation like that, and it goes up about that much, down about that much. You get better swivel on the Sideshow action figures than you do even on the Hot Toys. Hot Toys usually go down about so much, and you can't bend them. It just goes all the way down. Look at that. Very nice and very much up like that. Very good. You get a nice bend in the waist. You take them all the way down like that. You get a bend, can bend back. You get a nice swivel up in the rib cage section. He has a swivel joint. See? He can swivel very nicely up in the rib cage. Side to side. You get a lot of nice top body poses with this Batman. His leg, however, only can go back about this far before it starts to rotate sideways. See? It starts to rotate sideways. It will not go far back, too far. Going up to a kick, it'll only go up about that high. A little disappointing in the fact that this Batman is such a physical fighting character. You would want his leg to go all the way up, you know, almost a double jointed to get him in some nice cool kicks and leaps and stuff. But it's got a nice double joint on the knee, which allows you to bring it all the way back, which gives you a nice shot like that. And one of the good things, also, there is no calf rotation, but the top of the boot also swivels to give you nice looking angles as you move the foot around. It gives you more angles than what the actual foot moves. But what they did nicely on this Sideshow figure is that you get a nice rock, a nice ankle pivot, outside ankle pivot like that on the ankle for the foot to turn out like that. So you can get some nice deep bends and deep poses, and he'll stand on his own because that nice, and it's a solid lock, it's not weak. And sometimes when they make pivoty ankles, they're very weak and the figure falls down, but this is very tight. So he'll stand on his own, as you see, in almost any position you put him in. Very good. Leg can rotate fully around like that at the top of the thighs. You get a nice rotation on the leg, just doesn't have a good bend joint. And that's the same on right and left, leg and arm and hand. All the same type of bends. I put the Green Lantern, the Kryptonite ring on there for you guys to get a look at that, see how that looks. Now let's take a look at this figure. This Batman is really a great figure. One of the ingenious things that Sideshow did with this Batman is that it gave him a very generic look. This Batman is not particularly based on any Batman that we've seen. He's not really based on a particular comic book Batman, or a movie Batman, or animated Batman at all, of any type, or video Batman. He's actually just an amalgamation, if you would, of what a cool Batman would be. And that's what they did. So that's one of the good things about this Batman, is that he just looks so nicely done, but yet he can fit into any scenario you have for your Batman or for your diorama. That's what I like about him. Going around on the costume, they did really great elements. Now remember in the beginning of our show today I said, look at that mesh of the artist rendering, and we looked at the box, because it had a mesh, almost like a textured look. And if you looked at the box, you would think that that's how this Batman would be. This Batman's costume, the gray costume part of it, has no textured mesh on it. It's not textured like a Kevlar look or anything like it would be any type of battle-worthy for you to go into combat with. But it's a basic knit outfit, which is kind of cool, but it could have been a little bit more textured. If I had to nitpick about the overall look of it, it could have been a little more textured in the outfit to give him more of an urban, realistic feel of what a person would need to go out and battle. It doesn't have to be armored up, but just a little more texture on the actual gray to make it seem like it was made of some type of preventative protection for him while he's out in the street. This bat emblem looks very nice. It's kind of like stenciled on, but it really is nice. A nice generic bat emblem. I like that. The size of this Batman is nice. This is a more muscular Batman than we've seen. Look at the size of those guns of his arms. His triceps show through the thing. Now this looks like a very utilitarian Batman, like a Batman that could handle himself in a dark alley. He's not on that lean side of a Batman, which I like. He's a little smaller, though, than the Dark Knight Returns style Batman, and a little more in shape, but he's thick. He's got a musculature on him, which I'm glad shows through the knit of this costume. You can see the abs, see the rib cage, see the chest, you can see the deltoids and the arms and the triceps, all showing nicely through the outfit, which is very good. I like this material better than the Metacom Batman's material because it fits a little bit more snug, and it fits a little more uniformly on the body, and it doesn't crunch up into all types of the parts of the body like the Metacom one. But the Metacom one is nice. I also like this fabric utility belt. This utility belt floats around. It's loose. It's not on him, but it does not come off. It has a very kind of genetic but weathered belt buckle. There's no bat symbol on it. But I like the pouches. Very hush type looking on the pouches. It looks very good, and also Dark Knight Returns type of look on it. I like that. I like the stitching on the gauntlets. Gauntlets are nice and sharp, and they're kind of hard, so watch out for the kiddies if they play with your toys. And I like the detailing on the boots. Detailing on these boots are very nice. Look at that. Very nicely done. This Batman is so coolly done. Again, I switched the head up for you guys, gave him the grapnel gun to show you a different view of him. Now as we get into this cape, check out the cape. I love this cape. This cape looks almost, if you look at it from a distance, it looks like a leather-ish bat texture. It looks very nice. And this is what I think Hot Toys should have used as that type of material for their 1/4 scale, bigger size Christian Bale Dark Knight Rises Batman, because that Batman's cape was very flimsy looking for the price point, which is one of the things I commented on in my review. They should have used a material that had a little more texture, a little more richness to it, like this cape. This cape looks like leather, but it's actually fabric, and it's very light, but it looks very nice. It's not see-through at all. It's very good, has a very good richness to it. And when you turn it on the inside, it's dull on the inside. It almost looks like felt on the inside, but it's not. It's material. Very nicely done. And this cape has a nice wingspan to it. Look at this. Check this out. Look at that. Very big wingspan, if you catch that in the camera, on this cape. Now, if I'm still nitpicking, which I'm going to do as I go through the course of my review, This, I would have liked to have seen this cape with maybe a light wire running through it. So when you do put in dynamic poses like that or like this or whatever, it stays. It stays kind of flowing. That would be kind of nice. They didn't do that, but you know what? I'll take the sacrifice of that for a good quality looking cape any day. And this is a good quality looking cape. So this figure really looks nice. It does the job. And this Batman is so cool looking. And you see the trunks are made of that same material like the cape, the outside of the cape. I like that too. Very nice. And his legs are nice and muscular. These legs are a little bigger than the one on the Metacom. I compare it to the Metacom because the Metacom was one of the first short-eared Batmans, the Hush series Batmans that we've seen. So they look similar in look. But I think I like this one a little more. This edges it out. It has thicker legs. It has a better overall presentation, a more menacing presentation. And then the head swaps that you can do is just a phenomenal plus on that. But look at that. Very nicely done figure. Very, very nicely done figure. I like that. I like the way the cape drapes into the cowl. And again, that nice flowing broadness of the cape is just truly awesome. The hand pegs go in and out very easily too because they're big, long pegs. So they fit in and pull out very easily. You don't have to worry about breaking them. Let's take an overall look at this figure. I just wanted to mention one more thing while we've had about this head, while we're doing some nitpicks and reviews of this. This battle damage head, though great and it looks really awesome as it is kind of not agreeing with the outfit. You see, if his face was this battle damaged and ripped up, his outfit would have to be kind of dirty and ripped up too a little bit, because this is a heck of a fight he put up with this face, and it would reflect in his whole costume. But his costume is pristine and this doesn't reflect. Now you guys might want to just take a little potted dirt or potted soil if you choose to use this, and just throw it around the mask and even it out and toss it a little bit around, smudge it onto the outfit, because you can wash it out the outfit pretty easily if you decide to ever clean it up. But that's how you can get around that. But don't paint or do any tears on your costume, please. This thing snags very easily. That was my only nitpick about this battle damaged head, although it looks fantastic. Well guys, there you go. A look at our Batman from Sideshow. This is the 4th offering from the DC collection by Sideshow. Before him came the Joker, then Harley Quinn figure, then the Catwoman figure, and now we have the Batman himself. I love this figure. Let me tell you, at first look it's like, well, why do I need another Batman figure? But that's just the point. That's genius of what Sideshow did, is that they gave you a generic Batman, because you already have a Batman based on so many different genres. Anywhere from Arkham Origins style Batman to Christian Bale, Dark Knight, Michael Keaton, Adam West. You name it, there's a Batman in that genre. And sometimes you just want a 12-inch basic Batman that looks badass to go in your figure. Now this Batman can fit into any type of genre or diorama you want. Even some of you guys that have that Mattel 2-up 12-inch Killer Croc, this would be a great adversary to fight Killer Croc in a diorama or stand next to that Killer Croc. And any Joker you might have, from the Heath Ledger all the way to the comic book style Joker that this was made with, will be fantastic. So I really enjoy what Sideshow did. It was sheer genius to make a generic style Batman to fit in our collection, because it fits that slot perfectly. And with the short ear option and the tall ear option, you have your choice. So you should be perfectly satisfied. I love this Batman. Now, this Batman's going to run you probably somewhere about anywhere from $190 to $200 for the basic one, the not exclusive, to about, I think, maybe $215 top out for the exclusive version. But it's worth it. Should you buy it? I tell you, as I said before, if you like just genre Batman, so say you just collect things from the Dark Knight, the movie series, that type of trilogy, and you just collect that, you might want to pass on it and save it for something in the Dark Knight genre, because that's not your thing. But if you're like me, if you collect all things Batman, this Batman is a must-have, because it fits in, as we said earlier, it's like the Bacardi rum of Batman. You know, Bacardi rum blends with any type of drink you want to mix it with. This Batman will blend into any part of your collection you want to put him with, and it'll be seamless. He's classy and well sculpted enough that he'll fit in with a serious actual face capture of a Heath Ledger or a Michael Keaton or anybody else from an actual property. And he's cool and dynamic enough and generic enough that he can fit into an animated scene or a comic book related scene for a Batman and Catwoman and any of those type of guys. So that's why I like this guy. He is really fantastic. Why don't you guys do me a favor? Comment below and let me know. Do you have this Batman? Do you plan on getting him? If you don't plan on getting him, why not? What are your gripes about this Batman? If you do like him, what do you like about this Batman? Comment below, because you know I'll get back to you. I love when you guys write in. Also, if you like our show today, please like us. I love it. And last but not least, subscribe. We're working our way toward 1,000 subscribers. We're the new kids on the block, and we're getting close to 1,000. We want to hit that mark. I thank you guys so much who have already subscribed, and deep thanks for you who are subscribing right now. Thank you guys. Like us on Facebook and look at us on Pinterest, because we have other photos on Pinterest that you don't find at the Gifted Monkey TV show. So there you go. And remember, playing with toys and action figures, even a 1/6 scale, 12-inch Batman from Sideshow, can be as fun as a barrel of monkeys. But respect the monkey. Play nice. Take care, guys.